Good day, everyone. We will start to discuss our first lesson for the fourth quarter in statistics and probability, which is all about random variables. But it will be divided into three videos. Let's have the objectives for this lesson. First, we will illustrate a random variable, either discrete and continuous. Second, we will distinguish between a discrete and a continuous random variables. Third, we will find the possible values of random variables. And last is we will illustrate a probability distribution for a discrete random variable and its properties. So let's start with the first and second objectives, and let's define what is a random variable. It is a function or rule that assigns a real number to each outcome in the sample space of a random experiment. It is denoted by a capital letter, usually letter X. It is a set whose elements are the numbers assigned to the outcomes of an experiment. A random variable can be discrete and continuous. So meaning, when we say random variable, it is a numerical representation of the given probability. Ang sabi, nire-represent daw siya as X. So let's say for example, when you toss a coin, what will be the outcome? It can be head or it can be tail. So this is what we call a random variable, which is denoted by big letter X. Pero pwede po yan magbago-bago ha. Any letter of the alphabet. Okay. So we have here definitions of terms under random variable. First is the outcome. It is the result of a single trial of probability experiment. So, let's say, nag-toss ka ng coin. Siyempre, ang magiging outcome nun, either can be head or either it can be tail. That is the outcome, the result. Next, ano naman pag sinabing sample space? So, it is the set of all outcomes of a probability. We can represent the sample space using Venn diagram and tree diagram. So, let's say, we toss 2 coins naman. Ayan, we toss 2 coins. So, sa first coin mo, ang possible na magiging outcome mo is either head or either tail. Tapos, nag-toss ka na ng dalawang coin. So, ano-ano na ngayon yung magiging possible outcome mo? It can be head-head, head-tail, tail-head, or tail-tail. So, let's say random variable X. Nasulat natin yung mga outcomes. Head-head, head-tail, tail-head, and tail-tail. So, yung sinasabi po dyan na sample space is yung bawat result. Okay, yung bawat isa na yan na result, that is the sample space. Okay? Next, we have event. It is a collection of one or more outcomes of an experiment. It may be a simple or compound event. So, pag sinabi naman na event, ito naman yung kinukuha mo na yung probability. Ito yung experiment. Halimbawa, what is the probability of getting 2 heads in tossing 2 coins? That is the event. Okay? Simple event yan. Para naman kapag compound, ibig sabihin 2 or more na ang kinukuha mo sa isang experiment. What is the probability of getting a sum of 5 and a sum of 6 in rolling 2 dice? Ayan. So, that is a compound event. So, meron po tayong types ng event. We have 5. First is the impossible event. So, pag sinabing impossible event, it is an event that cannot occur, has 0 probability to happen. Ibig sabihin, imposible siyang mangyari. Halimbawa, getting 7 in rolling a die. Ilan lang ba Or hanggang ano lang ba ang number sa die? Hanggang 6 lang. Imposibleng makakuha ka ng 7. So that is an impossible event. Okay, next, sure event naman. It is an event that is certain to occur, has a probability equal to 1. Sabihin 100% or sure na mangyayari yung event. Real life example po natin. What is the probability that it will rain today? That is a sure event. Why? Yan. Bakit po? Kasi palagi daw pong umuulan, though hindi dito lagi sa Cavite, pero sa iba't ibang lugar. Every day pong may ulan. So that is a sure event. Next, we have independent event. Two events A and B are independent events if the fact that A occurs does not affect the probability of B occurring. Ibig sabihin po dito kay independent event, given po doon sa kinukuha mong probability, let's say probability of getting a white ball in a jar. So, kapag kumuha ka na ng bola sa jar, pagkakuha mo ng probability, ibabalik mo siya ulit. Ibig sabihin, hindi maaapektuhan yung total number ng ball sa data mo kapag nag-second trial ka na. Kasi binalik mo siya with replacement. See? Independent event. Unlike a dependent event, two events A and B are dependents if events for which the outcome or occurrence of event A affects the outcome or occurrence of event B in such a way that the probability is changed. So, dito naman, kay dependent event, nag-pick ka sa jar ng isang bola. Pagkakuha mo ng probability, nag-second trial ka, hindi mo na siya ibabalik. So, ibig sabihin, magiging iba or magbabago po yung total number of balls doon sa iyong jar. Kaya mababago po yung probability. Okay? And then, mutually exclusive event, ito naman po yung hindi sila pwedeng mag-occur ng pareho time. Okay? Yung two events niyo po, hindi po sila pwedeng mag-occur at the same time. So, let's have independent versus dependent event. So, dito po, we have here the question, what is the probability of getting certain marbles in a jar with 5 red and 2 blue in a sample space? So, let's say, I have here the 5 red and 2 blue. Sample po natin. So, first red, second red, third red, fourth red, and fifth red. So, 5 po yung 5 na balls natin dyan, na 5 na red balls. And then, 2 blue balls. Ayan. So, which is a total of, ilan po yan lahat? We have 7. Okay. So, ano ang probability daw na makakuha ka ng 5 na red at 2 na blue? So, pag independent events, ito, pakita po natin anong pinagkaiba nilang dalawa. Okay. So, kay independent events po, first trial mo muna. Kumuha ka ng bola or kumuha ka ng marble, isa. Kinuha mo yung isang marble na yon, nandito na siya. Ayan. Tapos, ibabalik mo po siya ulit kapag nag-second trial ka na. Yun po si independent events. So, sa first trial mo po, meron kang 5/7 na probability na meron pong 5 out of 7 doon na red marble sa iyong jar. Okay, ilang percent yan? 5 divided by 7 times 100. Meron kang 71.43% na makakuha ka ng 5 red doon po sa ating given na marbles sa jar. Bakit naka-over siya sa 7? Since 5 plus 2 po is equal to 7, merong 7 bola sa jar. So, kinuha mo siya. Pagkakuha mo, after ng first trial, binalik mo ulit. So, mag-second trial ka ulit. So, since binalik mo siya, Ganoon pa rin po ang probability sa second trial. We have 71.43% pa din. Kasi ano naman ang ginawa mo? With replacement naman po. Kinuha mo pero binalik mo din siya. So, hindi maapektuhan yung second trial. Hindi magbabago ang total number of marbles kasi binalik mo kada kuha. Dito naman kay dependent events, ano ang sabi natin kay dependent events? Pag kinuha mo, hindi mo na siya ibabalik. Ibig sabihin, magbabago yung total number ng balls natin or marbles natin dito sa jar. So let's say, red marbles muna tayo ha. Probability of getting red marbles lang po. So sa first trial mo, ang probability naman makukuha ka ng red is 5 out of 7, which is equal to 71.43%. Okay. Ngayon, since yung kinuha mo, kumuha ka ng isa, no, na bola, either red man yan or blue, kung ano man sa kanila. Ngayon, pagkakuha mo nun, hindi mo na siya ibabalik. Okay? Hindi mo na siya ibabalik. So, sa second trial mo po, ilan na lang ang magiging red mo na bola? 4 na lang. At ilan na lang lahat yung marble? 6 na lang. So, 4 out of 6, ang probability na makakuha ka ng red na ball sa second trial ay 66.67% na lang po. So, ano ang pinagkaiba nilang dalawa? Kay dependent events po, nakaapekto po sa second trial yung ginawa mo sa first trial. Kasi po, pagkakuha mo sa first, hindi mo na siya ibabalik without replacement. So, nag-apektuhan ngayon si susunod na trial. Okay? So, yun po ang pinagkaiba ni independent at ni dependent events. Next, we have here addition versus the multiplication naman ng rule ni independent events. Okay. So, unahin po muna natin si addition. So, kung mapapansin po ninyo, kay addition po, the probability of A or B is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of B. And then, multiplication naman, the probability of A and B. So, it will become the probability of A times the probability of B. So, meaning, kapag ang ginamit is or, you need to add to get the probability. And then, pag ginamit naman ay and, you need to multiply to solve for the probability. Okay. So, let's start with our example number 1. Rolling 2 dice. Dalawang dice. Ano ba ang mga possible outcomes sa isang die lang muna? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dalawang die na ang niroll mo. What is the probability of getting a sum of 3 or probability of getting a sum of 5? So, ano muna ang gagawin natin? So, kukunin muna natin, syempre, yung possible outcomes kapag nag-roll tayo ng die. So, again, ang possible outcomes sa first die mo is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Since dalawang die ang niroll mo, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, what will be the possible outcomes? It can be 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, 6, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6. Next, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6. Next, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, and 5, 6. Last, 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, and 6, 6. So, yan po yung mga possible outcomes kapag nag-roll ka ng dalawang dice. Sige nga, paki-count nga. Ano po ang total number ng possible outcomes? Ilan yan lahat? 2, 4, 6? 2, 4, 6. So, 6 times 6, we have the total which is 36 possible outcomes. Okay? Ngayon, punta na tayo sa problem pagkakuha natin ng mga possible outcomes. Ano daw yung probability na makakuha ka ng sum of 3? So, probability na makakuha ka ng sum of 3. Sige nga. Pag pinag-add mo daw yung dalawang number, ang sagot daw dapat ay 3. Ilan yon doon sa mga possible outcome natin? We have 1, 2, which is equal to 3, and 2, 1, which is equal to 3. Meron pa ba? Wala na. So, meron tayong dalawa out of, ilan yan lahat? 36. Okay. Ngayon, since and ang ginamit, or ang ginamit siyaan, you need to add. Probability naman daw na makakuha ka ng sum of 5. So, plus. Ano-ano naman dito yung makakakuha tayo ng sum of 5? We have 1 plus 4, which is 5. 2 plus 3, which is 5. 3 plus 2, which is 5. 4 plus 1, which is also 5. And that is, ilan po? We have 4 over 36. So, pag pinag-add yan, since pareho naman sila ng denominator, add na lang natin yung numerator. For 2 plus 4, which is 6 over 36. And then divide, multiply it to 100%. So, 6 divided by 36, that is 0.166667. So, multiply it to 100, 0.1667. Multiply it to 100%. So, final answer will be 16.67%. So, the probability of getting a sum of 3 and getting a sum of 5 in rolling 2 dice is 16.67%. Okay? Next example. Dito naman, nag-roll ka lang ng die. Isa lang. Rolling a die lang. So, ano lang yung mga result nun? Ang possible outcome. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yan lang ang possible outcome niya. Kasi isang die lang ang ni-roll mo. Okay. The question is, what is the probability of getting a 4? O ilan ba ang 4 dyan? Isa lang. Out of, ilan yan lahat? 6. Okay, 6 yan lahat. So, since end ang ginamit, you need to multiply. Another 4 ulit. Ilan lang ba ulit ang 4 dyan? 1 lang ulit out of 6. So, 1 times 1, that is 1. 6 times 6, that is 36. 1 divided by 36, that is 0.0278. Multiply it to 100%. That is 2.78%. And that will be the probability of getting 4 and another 4 in rolling a die. We have 2.78%. Okay? Next, we have the types of random variables. We have the discrete and continuous random variables. Let's start with the discrete random variable. It is a random variable that can take an infinite or countable infinite number of distinct values. Assume values that can be counted. So, same lang dun sa diniscuss ko sa inyo nung first quarter natin. Pag sinabing discrete, kaya mong mabilang, countable. Example, number of heads obtained when tossing a coin. O, syempre, kaya mong i-count yun. Number of students presence in an online class at a given time. Kaya mo rin siyang i-count. And then flipping a coin twice, the random variable number of heads, kaya mo pa din siyang mabilang. So pag discrete random variable po, countable. Next naman kay continuous random variable. A random variable that take an infinitely uncountable number of possible values. Assume all values between any two specific values of variable obtained by measuring or contained one or more intervals. So si continuous naman po, ito naman yung hindi mo na siya kayang mabilang kasi need mo na ng measurement. You need to measure. Measurable. Example, exact mass on a random variable selected at the Manila Zoo. Mass ang tinatanong, so you need to measure. Next, exact winning time men's 100-meter dash 2016 Olympics, you need to measure. And electric current, weight, height, temperature, you need to measure, which is under the continuous variable or continuous random variable. Again, discrete, countable, continuous, measurable. So now, let's have our math drills. We will determine whether the following statement is a discrete and continuous random variable. Okay, first, number 1. Score of a students in a summative. That is a discrete random variable since we are dealing with the score. O kaya mo naman bilangin kung ano yung score niya. Next, number 2. Amount of paint used in a building project. Amount of paint. So, syempre, kailangan mo munang i-measure. So, that is continuous. Next, how long students ate their lunch? Gaano daw katagal? Kailangan mong i-measure. That is continuous. Number 4, number of gifts received by 20 students during Christmas season. O, number daw ng regalo. Kaya mong bilangin yan kahit gaano kadami. So, that is discrete. Number 5, weight of 8 randomly selected mathematics book. O, weight na ang pinag-uusapan. Hindi mo na siya kayang bilangin. So, that is continuous. Okay? Next. Let's have our third objectives for this lesson. And here, we will find the possible values of the given random variables. So, possible values na po or possible outcomes na po ang ating kukunin. Example number 1. Suppose a coin tossed twice. Let x be the number of heads that occur. Find the possible outcome of the random variable x. So, ang hinahanap mo lang po dito is possible outcome. Okay. So, syempre, unahin mo muna yung first coin. Ano ang possible outcome na? We have head and tail. Next is dalawang coin na. Ayan. 3 diagram. We have head, tail, head, tail. So, what are the possible outcomes? We have head, head. Ito po yun. Head, head. Next, head, tail. Next, tail, head. And last is tail, tail. Ilan lahat yung possible outcomes natin? Ilan po sila lahat? Sila po ay 4. Ayan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, ang sabi po dyan, let x be the number of heads that occur. So, kukunin po natin yung number of heads na nag-occur po dyan sa ating possible outcome. So, sa una, meron tayong 2 head. Sa pangalawa, 1 head. Sa pangatlo, 1 head. At sa pang-apat, walang head. So, what are the possible outcomes of the given random variable x? So, since x po ang presentation ni random variable, ano daw po ang magiging possible outcome? kapag nag-toss ka ng dalawang coin na ang lalabas ay head. Pwedeng 0, wala kang head na makuha. Pwedeng isa na head. And then, pwedeng dalawang head. And this will be the final answer. Okay? Next example. Suppose a coin are tossed thrice. May naman 3 beses na. Let y be the number of tails naman that occur. Find the possible outcome of the random variable y. So, unahin natin gumawa ng tree diagram. So, since 3 coin nga, sa unang coin, we have head, tail. Pangalawang coin, same, head, tail, head, tail. And then, sa third na coin, we have head, tail, head, tail, head, tail, and head, tail. Yan. Sa 3 coin, ang tinos natin. What are the possible outcomes? Sige. Tingnan natin yung mga possible outcomes. We have head, head, head. Next, head, head, tail. Next, head, tail, head. Next, head, tail, tail. Next, tail, head, head. Tail, head, tail. Tail, tail, head. And last, tail, tail, tail. Ayan. Ilan po yung possible outcomes natin? Kapag nag-toss tayo ng 3 coin, we have 2, 4, 6, 8 po. Ayan. 8. Okay. Now, let's have the number. Ano po naman ang hinahanap dito? Number of tails naman. Sa bawat outcome po, ilang beses lumabas si tail. So, we have 0, 1, isa lang tail, isa lang ulit. 2, isa, 2, 2, 3. Okay, tama ba? Yan. Nag-occur si tail dito sa 3 head, wala, 0. Head, head, tail, may isa. Head, tail, head, isa pa din. Head, tail, tail, 2 yung tail. Hanggang sa dulo, tail, 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 3 tail, so we have 3. So, what will be the possible outcome of the random variable y? So, it will become 0, 1, and 3. So, this will be the final answer. Okay? Next, example number 3. So here we have 4 examples. Write all the possible outcomes of each random variable. Number 1. Let x, number of even number outcomes in a rolling or in a roll of a die. Ano-ano nga yung possible outcomes kapag nag-roll tayo ng die? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pero ano lang daw ang kinukuha dito? Even number. So, ano-ano ba yung even number doon? We have 2, 4, and 6. That's it. Okay? Next, number 2. Let y will be the weight in milligrams of a sugar that doesn't exceed to 80 milligrams. So, merong condition dito. Yung weight daw po ng sugar in milligrams, hindi daw dapat mag-exceed sa 80 milligrams. Siyempre, hindi rin pwedeng bumaba sa 0 milligrams. So, what will be the possible outcomes? So, magiging y, ayan, since meron tayong condition, ang y po dapat natin dyan is greater or equal sa 0 milligrams. 0 milligrams yan ha, hindi yan OMG. Okay? but less than or equal to 80 milligrams. Okay po? So this is y such that y is equal to. Ano po ang condition? Dapat po, yung weight daw po ng sugar mo ay hindi mag-exceed sa 80 milligrams. So, meaning, yung y mo po dapat is greater or equal sa 0. Ibig sabihin, malaki or equal sa 0, pero less than naman or equal sa 80 milligrams. That is the condition. Next, third, let M be the score of a student in 5 items test. Ano ba yung mga possible na score mo sa isang test na 5 items? So, syempre, pwede ka makasikuha ng 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Or perfect. Ayan. And last, let G be equal to the product of two numbers taken from two boxes containing numbers 0 to 5. Product, ibig sabihin, pag pinag-multiply mo daw yung dalawang numbers na yun. Okay? So, ano-ano kayo mga possible outcome? Unang gagawin po is kunin mo muna yung two boxes. Ito yung first box mo. First box mo, meron kang 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, at 5. Sabi po kasi dalawang box. So, another 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Tapos, ang sabi po dyan, product of two numbers. Ibig sabihin, pag multiply mo po yung dalawang numbers na yun. So, pisahan po natin. 0 times 0, 0. 0 times 1, 0 pa din. Any number that is multiplied to 0 is always equal to 0. Tama? Start na tayo sa 1. 1 times 1, 1. 1 times 2, 2. 3, 4, 5. Next, 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 2, 4. 6, 8, 10. Next, 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 2, 6, 9, 12, 15. Next, 4 times 1, 4. 4 times 2, 8, 12, 16, 20. And last, 5 times 1, 5. 5 times 2, 10, 15, 20, 20. So, ayan po yung mga possible values. So, i-list po natin siya. Pero syempre, yung naulit na, hindi mo na po siya uulitin kapag nag-list ka na po sa possible outcomes. Isa lang po ang isusulat mo. Okay? So, that is G is equal to, ano daw yung mga possible outcomes? It can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, next we have here 6, 8, 9, 10. And then 12, 15, 16, 20, and 25. Ayan. So again, kapag na ulit na po yung number, hindi niya na po siya iuulit pa doon sa ating random variables. Okay? Ayan. Next po, we have here our fourth objective, which is we need to illustrate a probability distribution for a discrete random variable and its properties. So please watch the separate video about the probability distribution. Thank you for watching this video.